What is up, YouTube? Casual MTG here, coming at you guys with a kind of fun standard list. It's black blue ingest slash devoid. This deck is aggro, surprisingly, with all the 3-drops that you have in the deck. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the deck profile, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So, starting off with the blue, we have our full play set of probably one of the better 1-drops in the deck is Salvage Drone. What Salvage Drone does is it's a 1/1 with Devoid and Ingest, which all the creatures have that in this deck. And then when it dies, you get to draw a card and discard a card. So it just helps you get to what you need faster. And it's really good because you can sit there and block with it and not worry about losing a creature per se if you draw into one. So it's just great in that way. And then we have 4 copies of Mist Intruder. What this is, it's Devoid, Ingest, and it has Fly. So it does help turn down the clock faster for you to defeating your opponent, just because not a lot of people play flying creatures at the moment, so, or creatures with reach in the standard meta. So this is pretty good. And then we have 4 Benthic Infiltrators, or Benthic Infiltrators. This is amazing because it can't be blocked, so it does help bash down your opponent quicker. For those who don't know what Ingest is, Ingest, it exiles the top card of your opponent's library when you deal them damage from a creature. So that's what this deck tries to do. Late game, it tries to mill. Early game, it tries to kill. So then we have our full play set of Ruination Guide. This just gives everything a 1/0, and even when it leaves the field, it keeps the 1/0. So this is amazing. For the supporting blue spells, we got 2 Anticipate. Anticipate's amazing. Helps get to what you need. So just good in that. 2 Spell Shrivel and 2 Horrible Array. I felt like 2 and 2 was perfect. The reason I felt like this is because I was testing 3 Spell Shrivel and 2 Horrible Array, and it just seemed like I didn't need that last Spell Shrivel. So that's it for the blue part of the deck. Move on to the black portion of the deck. We have 4 copies of Sludge Crawler. Sludge Crawler is good because you can sit there and pump it +1/+1 for 2 colorless mana. It's just good for late game when you can pump it up to be super big, and your opponent will have to focus on killing it rather than dying, and it'll help you open up a position for your more important cards to kill your opponent. So it's good in that aspect. And then we've got our 4 Culling Drone. Culling Drone is just basically a Devoid Ingest for 2. For a 2/2, that's all it does. It's just really good. Enough said about that. Then we have one of the MVPs of the deck to help push down your opponent's life total even faster, and that is the 4 copies of Dominator Drone. Dominator Drone's amazing because when it comes into the battlefield while you control another colorless creature, you deal them 2 life. So it's just really good at turning down the clock a little bit faster. And the more you play, the more your opponent gets annoyed. So, and then for the supporting spells, we've got 2 Transgress the Mind and 2 Duress. I felt like 2 and 2 was perfect because with the Transgress the Mind, it helps get rid of the creatures and stuff that you don't necessarily want your opponent to be playing. And with the Duresses, it does help get rid of that destruction or something that you don't want your opponent to drop that could benefit them even more and help them win. So it just helps. And then we have 2 Ultimate Price. With Ultimate Price, you can substitute it for something more better, but for my standard meta, Ultimate Price is amazing, so that's what I play. And then we have 2 Faltong Shriek. Faltong Shriek is amazing because this deck does get a lot of creatures pretty fast, so you could just be swinging in with all your creatures, and then drop this to deal them like 8 to 12 damage, or 6 to 12 damage, I guess you could say, because you do get up to 6 creatures really, really fast, so it is really great. That's it for the black portion of the deck. We do have one colorless creature in the deck, or one double colored card in the deck, which is a creature, and that is one Fathom Feeder. You can add more of this. I don't feel like you need more than just one. It's not terrible. The only reason we have one in this deck is because of its extra effect. It is a 5 cast, a 2 black, a blue, and 3 colorless to draw a card and discard a card. Or to draw a card and your opponent discards a card from the top of their library or exiles it. That's not it's not that irrelevant unless you are going late game. So this isn't that great. The Death Touch is amazing, but that's about it. So that's why we only play one. Enough said about that. That's the only double colored card in the deck. Onto the land. We play 4 copies of Dismal Backwater. Dismal Backwater is amazing. And then we play a whole bunch of islands. We play 8 islands. And then we play 8 swamp. So, with that being said, this has been my blue-black devoid / ingest deck profile, or deck tech. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe for your support, like the video if you felt that it helped, and also stay tuned for more budget deck profiles. Starting in sometime after Christmas, I will have a red-green landfall deck profile for you guys, or deck tech. So stay tuned for that. And then also next week I will have a Mardu tokens list for you guys. So just stay tuned for that as well. And this has been Casual MTG signing out.